So today we're going to go and do some gold panning. Where I live in Georgia is near one of the streams. It was a very big gold panning stream. So when I first came here, I thought I should learn how to gold pan, and I'm going to try and share that with you today. So when you gold pan, what you're looking for is pieces of quartz like this that have the orange and the black in it, and roughly that size. So that size of rock is what the water pressure to ratio takes to push a piece of gold. So if you find that, that's usually going to be where you find the gold. So what we're going to do is at the bottom of this little rock crevice, there's a number of these rocks sitting in here, like here, about the size of an orange, sitting in here. So we're going to pull that out of here, then we're going to dig in here and get all the silt out of there and all the rocks out of there, and then we're going to sift through those and see what we can find inside it. So I mean, you can use whatever you want, but I find the gold stands out better on the black pens. What we're going to use is these ridges to try and stop the gold. Down here is a mini ridge pan where you can do the big ridge for the first part and the mini ridge for the second part. And then I'm going to use this to try and sift out the main rock. And then in here, I'm going to use this to sift out the bigger rocks. So this will catch all the big rocks. This will catch the smalls, and we'll look for little emeralds and stuff like that inside there while we're going. And then it'll drop through here into what they call concentrate, and then we'll pan through the concentrate and see what we can find. All right, let's pick these big rocks out of here. I want to get down to the small rock. And so where we are, where we're panning, is in a gold creek in Georgia, and this is on Army Corps land. So the only place you're allowed to gold pan on Army Corps land is in the creek itself, and that's what we're doing. We're panning inside the creek. You can't use the sluice and you can't use the metal detector. Here, grab some handfuls. This one. Get the big rocks out. Signal. So I don't want to disturb the ecosystem, so I'm going to put a small rock up there so that it goes back into the river once we're done. What I usually do with these is, like, most of the time the good rock is the heavy rock. Go side to side, and then side to side, and then side to side. What will happen is the heavy rock will move to the middle, and usually what I do is I just hold it up to the light, a little bit of sunlight, and see if I can see anything shining in there. Looks cool. So now you got this new gold pan. So what you want to do is, I really want to get all the heavy stuff down the bottom, and because gold's heavy, I'll show you a little trick. It's pretty cool. You're going to take a ball bearing. Now it's metal, so I know it's heavier than the rock. I'm going to throw it in there. And what I know is, if I get to the bottom of this and I've got no ball bearing down there, I'm doing it wrong, because it means I've lost my ball bearing. So I want to put it in here. I want to shake it around, give it a good rough shake. Then what I'm going to do is just let the water in and let the water out. In and out. Shake, in and out. Shake, in and out. I like this pan here because it's got a very deep ridge. So once I get a little bit of that down, I'll put it into here. You'll see I'm putting it down the smooth side of that one. So give it a shake again. In, shake. And one, shake. Get it all on the bottom. Shake. Get it all on the bottom. Right, so what happens now, you find, is you're left with just a little bit of concentrate stuff in the bottom. And so, one of the things you find is like this has got a lot of metal in it. So when I put this magnet on the bottom, you'll see there's little pieces moving around in there, including my ball bearing. So I know my ball bearing is still in there, so I'm doing good. And you'll see there's other little pieces in there that'll come across with it. And like you can just see a little bit of stuff around the outside. And that's all iron filings and pieces of iron that's in the river itself. So there's not too much there, so I'll just leave it there. So give this a shake. You'll see, like, even though I'm doing that pretty harsh, so I know I'm doing it properly because I haven't lost my ball bearing. It's still sitting at the very bottom. Now what I'm going to do is I'm going to put it into the edge like that, let a little bit of water out, and then I'm going to spin it around. So I'm going to start here. I'm going to spin. If there's any gold in here, you'll see it on the edge of the spin. Do is put it on the lead and then what I do to get it in there, then I go up, I just draw that stuff back. You'll see what it leaves. You see how the ball bearing is still sitting there. Even though it's round, it should be rolling off. There you go. Over here, you can see there's our gold piece. New one. There's the old one. Same thing. I just want to isolate it. We can get to it. So this is where I find the roll method works best. There's a bit of water. Roll the water around. I can see one just over here. And then squeeze my bottle, put it in, and suck him up. There's the other one there. Suck it in. And we have a little bit of gold. Here's some of the things we found today in the pan. Now, this is always a good sign of whether or not there's any gold in there. So one of the things that we found is just a little, it's hard to see, but a little piece of shotgun shot. And it's basically the shotgun shot is made of lead. And so we know if someone's been shooting guns years and years and years ago and it's gone into the creek, it'll actually end up in little pieces of shotgun lead that end up in the creek. And we find that. So one of the other things I found is an old 22 bullet. And the other thing is it's an iron-based rock, and it's hard to see, but it's just very, very small. It's very symmetrical in the way it looks, and it's very shiny. And what you'll find is if you're into an area where there is gold, you'll find there's a lot of this that turns up. And so that's always a good sign and tells you on the right track. So good luck and keep panning.